How long were you in LA? And how did you break through to get on to Johnny?
Yeah, I like that story. So, I remember very early on, I got advice from people like Jay Leno or Jerry Seinfeld or whatever. I got advice saying, don't approach Jim McCauley. Jim McCauley was the talent coordinator for the Tonight Show. Now, of course, everybody knows in that era, Johnny Carson was the gatekeeper. You wanted his stamp of approval. You wanted to do that show. That was everything, right? There were 3 channels. That was the only show at night. And so don't approach him. He'll find you. Don't bug him. And I didn't. I didn't bother him at all. Never approached Jim McCauley. Never talked to him. Just he said, the advice I was just be funny. Go on stage and be funny. Be consistently funny and see what happens. That's what I did. Well, 84 Olympics were coming. And I knew it was going to be a mess. I could tell. I already saw the plans for the traffic directing. And I knew there'd be a lot of tourists. There were already tourists coming into town. And the audiences were going to be a mess, right? Because people can't speak English well. And you can't do comedy for them. And so I said, I'm going to go back to New York City for the Olympics. I'm just going to spend the summer in New York City. And Sam Kennison said, I'd never been to New York City. I said, Sam, they're going to love you in New York City. They will love you. So let's go to New York City. So we went to New York City together. And we kind of split up. But he got involved like early on. I remember one night we used to go to this bar, the Toy Bar. It's called the Toy Bar. They had everybody in there was either buying drugs or selling drugs. That was. And so we were one night, he just disappeared. I don't know what he had. But the next night I come in and go, where were you? He goes, I hooked up with Steven Stills. And he was just all of a sudden, the next thing I know, Sam was killing it at Catch a Rising Star. And I got him a couple of Jersey gigs. And then I got him, I was going up to Yuck Yucks in Toronto. And this is, again, 84. So I'd been around. I said, you got to get this guy up there. So they brought him up to Toronto. Sam started doing gigging around the East Coast somewhat. I was in the Improv one night, just doing a set, and I came off stage and Jim McCauley was there because apparently what I predicted would happen in LA happened. And he says, it's a mess out there. The comedy is a mess. And New York to see if any talent. He says, I saw you in LA. I saw you in New York now. You're funny both coasts. Let's do a Tonight Show in 2 weeks. So he gave me my date. It's August of 84 was my first Tonight Show. We went to a bar. We went to a bar and hashed out what jokes of mine that he saw and other ones I offered up. You just cobble together a set. And it's almost like a little greatest hits package. And that's why you always had those awkward segues, right? You just did a bit about water skiing. And you go, what, water skiing? You get your hair wet. And my mom always, when she'd come out of the shower with her hair wet, whatever, I don't know. These awkward segues. But you just cobble together a set.
Comedy Train